is tempting to want to do what they used to do in the 1800s to politicians they don't like by running them out on the rails, which explains why Republicans want so desperately to defund Amtrak. Car dealerships regularly contribute to Republican candidates over Democratic candidates by a large margin. With their financial support to the GOP, those dealerships are honoring a tradition started by Henry Ford, openly supporting Nazis. Joining us in the second half of this episode to discuss the upcoming midterms, please welcome Casey McNeal.
Woo!
Howdy, everybody.
Casey, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining all of us.
Glad to be here, I think.
Well, Casey, why don't you tell us what you think of the upcoming midterms so far, midterm elections?
They suck. I hate the vitriol. I live in a household with my elderly in-laws, and my father-in-law starts his day at 7 a.m. with conservative AM radio, and he listens to it until they're not broadcasting anymore about noon, and then he switches to Fox News on television and watches that until 10:30 at night. And I listen to this shit all day long. And I'm just here to tell you, Republicans are out of their fucking minds.
In other words, you're like one of those, the rarity where you're welcoming, you'd welcome the opportunity to have like any millennial aged kids live with you, I imagine.
I don't let millennial aged children live with me because I live with my parents. So they have to find their own. Yeah, I don't know why people think when you get older you're responsible, because I'm not, and that you have money. I don't, or that your opinion about politics should be important.
And Casey, what we saw the last week is not just that they're out of their minds, but the continual reminder of how stupid they are. We saw this past weekend when Luke Bryan, now that's a country singer, he's a superstar country act, had a show in Jacksonville. And he announced during the show that he was going to give all proceeds from the show to Hurricane Ian relief. Very good. Nice job. Thank you, Luke. And then he introduces DeSantis. And DeSantis comes out and starts throwing campaign hats into the audience. And then after the show, people were upset. Some people were upset on Twitter saying, why is he supporting DeSantis? And the Republicans said, he's not supporting DeSantis. He's just bringing him out to show support for the hurricane effort. It's an election year. The people are voting. What do you think is going on here? He turned a concert into a campaign event. And then the right wing thought about it for a minute and said, well, what's the difference between that and when Dave Matthews played for John Fetterman at a John Fetterman campaign event? Well, think about it, you genius. It was a Fetterman campaign event which brought out Dave Matthews, and Dave Matthews was advertised. Dave Matthews will be performing in support of John Fetterman at a John Fetterman campaign event. This was a Luke Bryan concert. And Luke Bryan has a song where he says, you should not be ashamed of who you love. And he brought out the governor who is telling people to be ashamed of who they love. So that's what your father's listening to on the radio, Casey.
Oh, I know all about it, believe me. And the thing is that I don't think they're actually dumb. I think they're very smart. And that's what pisses me off the most. If these people were just, yes, the end client at the end of the line, end user, end voter, maybe not so bright. But at their level, I'm like, some of the stuff that, they're coming out with these conspiracy things about Pelosi's husband,
Oh, I know.
Like it didn't happen, or like, well, we know he's normally hammered, but this is another level, ha ha ha, and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, you can't possibly say that. I mean, you can't possibly think that's okay. And then I hear some of these politicians that talk about, whatever, Hillary Clinton running fucking baby clinics in the bottom of pizza shops. Like, you have a fucking law degree. You can't possibly believe that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they might not believe it. They might not believe it, but the people who
That's right.
contributing to them, the people who are contributing to them and coming out to vote for them.
And that's what pisses me off. I'm like, I can't believe you will get on Fox News, you will get in front of America with a fucking straight face and tell these lies.
Well, America is all about anti-intellectualism. The more you play dumb, the more you reach the lower people, and they're the one who they don't like if you sound smart. They'll say, look at you coming out there arrogant and all. You have to be a moron,
That's why we don't have that many listeners on this podcast. To be